Welcome again to Green Gaming Fest. This is Cinaeth coming back with a very, very special game that's not even out yet. This is currently in development by Squid Shock Studios. I have the developers with me right now, Chris and Trevor, who are creating this game. They just had a really successful Kickstarter. So if you like what you see, be sure to go on Steam and wishlist this because it's going to be awesome. With that, Chris, Trevor, if you want to introduce yourselves.
Been involved with the project since the very beginning.
I'm going to try that introduction one more time because I just noticed I had my Discord muted. I apologize. Go ahead, you guys.
Hi guys, my name's Chris, and I'm the creative director of this game. It's called Poe Path of the Teal Lotus, and it's been in development for a year and some change now.
And I'm Trevor. I'm the lead programmer on this game. And I've been involved with the game since the very beginning, near its inception, actually. So
Nice. All right, so we're going to hit new game. We're going to get a haiku on screen, and as soon as I clear that, we're going to hit our timer. So, new game. Drifting tier of the moon, where bamboo of crimson loom, a teal lotus blooms. A2, go in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, so it's kind of exciting to see people running this game. I believe this is the first time I've ever watched someone live do it. Trevor and I did a stream, I think at the end of our Kickstarter in February, where we raced against each other.
yeah, it was a bit intense.
Yeah, I think I won, right? It's a little complicated. We did like 3 rounds of it.
Well, I won the first one, and that, yeah.
Yeah.
I got the
I guess
extended bunny hop.
Yeah, nice. So
yeah.
what's going on there with that animation is, I guess there's a jump timer on both. So like if you're pressing A too quickly or on an exact frame, it'll freeze to the falling animation.
Yeah,
And we
because of
wanted,
its jump buffer.
yeah, we wanted to fix that, but everyone loved that. So for some weird reason, so it's still kind of in there, but I think in the actual build it won't be present.
Oh, and this is my favorite part of the whole demo, in my opinion.
Yeah, so you can see a looming figure in the background. That's a yokai called the Gashadokuro, which is basically just a giant skeleton. He's got some Godzilla fins. Also in the background you can see a distant city, and that city is going to be the hub world, so you'll get there eventually. You just got the tea kettle, which is the mana storage, but also incidentally the health storage, and he just did the first skip right there. There's an NPC to the right of that bottom screen down there that you usually have to talk to, and there's a trigger zone if you walk a little bit more to the right. But what he did is he pogoed off of a bamboo stem to be able to reach a higher plane without having to talk to the NPC. And there he's collecting a resource called Teal ore, which he'll be needing for a little quest. It's basically like an ingredient for tea that he'll need to get a certain ability that's coming up. So this is the character that Cinaeth skipped earlier. His name's Tori. He's a 2-headed crow, based off a yokai called the Yogen no Tori, which is basically a crow that can kind of see the future and warns humanity of like crises that are happening. And the idea in this game is that he's kind of like a tutorial character. Kind of directs you where to go if you don't know what to do, or teaches you how to do certain moves. This is another skip here. So he's doing a technique called wall bashing, where he's just hitting the armadillo ball into the wall over and over again, allowing you to scale up walls. This is like a really complicated and glitchy-looking wall jump.
That's interesting.
And,
it's been a while since I've seen that.
well, you didn't even know about that for the longest time, and that's kind of how I beat you in the speed run, because you didn't know that one thing. And then, so when he does that going up the wall, he reaches like a trigger that kind of extends past that door that you need to open by hitting the switch. This is the second area of the game, Uzumaki Cave. And by the way, our game's a Metroidvania, a 2D Metroidvania, a little more platform-based than other Metroidvanias, perhaps. So he's obviously doing the game very quickly and doing only the necessary things to finish the critical path of the demo. So he's going to be blowing past this.
The infamous loading screen.
Yeah, so this loading screen is... so this was the first semi-public demo we did. And there are a few optimization issues. So like this room, everyone thinks that the game crashed while it's loading, but it just takes a little bit longer than the other rooms.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate because like that particular bug with loading this scene, this literally happened like 2 weeks before we released like the final alpha demo to certain people.
I remember it was
like
functioning.
ridiculous.
It's interesting to see this. I haven't seen this version of the game in a while. It looks... The current version... Yeah, the current version of the game has a lot more set dressing pieces and things like that. Oh, we see the first mistake from Cinaeth.
Yikes.
So he actually has to heal here, because if he doesn't, he'll do teleport back to the last save shrine, which would be really bad. And let's see if people pick up on this little pattern here. Do you guys see the... Oh, well, I guess you can't see right at the moment. Okay, there you go. Do you see the armadillo? Well, that was interesting, Cinaeth. You did some, like, frame skipping there with the audio dialogue. Was that intentional, or were you just mashing?
I'm mashing.
Okay. Did you see that, Trevor?
Yeah, that was interesting. This puzzle, for some reason, in development, like, gave us, like, or I guess it gave me so many problems, and I don't really understand why. It just wouldn't work for a long time.
Even, like, the other day, there was still something wrong with it. But actually, this version, it functions fairly well. I think Cinaeth made a little boo-boo there. Usually, you're able to hit that guy into the samurai helmet with just, like, straight up from off-screen. So what I guess what he's doing now is basically that mushroom character says that he's lost his armadillos, which are those blue pill bug looking armadillo things. And he has to find 4 of them and bring them back to the samurai helmet.
Yeah, and 2 of them are in this area right above his home, and then another 2 are in the same scene or area. Oh, oh, I love those bugs.
There's a little bug there. Oh yeah, like I was saying before, let's see if people can see the theme here with the armadillos. They all have like a scarf on them with like a very unique design. But you might recognize those designs from another property. And their names too, but actually we had to change their names. Actually, our Discord named them, named the current names for them. We had an art contest, and the prize was to have people name those armadillos.
Oh, how did it get up there?
Well, when he hit it with the bug, that's where it landed. All those supporting layer issues. That's awesome. You could tell Cinaeth's played this a lot.
That's great.
So, Cinaeth's now approaching the completion of this quest in the cave, which is like the main quest line. And once he does, once he gets all these 4 armor pillars into that helmet, he will receive a certain item. So let's look at all 4 of those clothes, the scarves, real quick and see if you guys can see where that's from. By the way, I'm not looking at Twitch chat right now. I didn't have time to like pull it up. Maybe I should.
Oh, I'm in Twitch chat.
I'm not looking at Twitch chat either. I'm kind of focused.
Oh yeah, I imagine you can't. It'd be distracting.
In Twitch chat. Yeah, so what he received from Toshi was the Shita key, which allows him to open this room here, and look who's inside. It's the particularly unmanageable armadillo.
Fun fact, this particular boss was actually named after a mutual Australian friend that we have that uses unmanageable. The
Named
word
after
unmanageable, like, way.
Phrase that he likes to repeat, kind of his catchphrase. I don't know if it was explicitly like inspired by him, but I don't know. Maybe I just picked up.
Inspired.
Yeah, I just picked up the way he talks, and I thought it was funny. So
It works perfectly.
it's funnier if you say it in an Australian accent. I'll tell you that right now. Oh look, he got hit in the safe spot. I guess that spot's not so safe after all.
Interesting.
Oh, and he dies in the boss. Uh-oh.
Try again.
That's a little bit of a time loss there. Maybe almost a minute, yeah. All good. He's back on the horse. So what he's doing there is he's doing very small jumps and spamming air attacks, which have very unlocked strikes that are very fast. Whereas if you're hitting things on the floor, there's like a combo thing that needs to reset. And there, in general, the floor strikes are a little bit slower than air strikes, or actually quite significantly slower.
Yeah, and in this build, like being able to spam like that when you make those little jumps, that was intentional. Although that might.
Well, in general, in all builds, that's intentional. This is a little bit of a bug here, right? No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to see what he's
Hard to say.
to know exactly what Cinaeth's doing because I haven't seen him play the game and I don't know what his little techniques are, but there, he's just got the last ingredient for the tea. So previous to this, I forgot to mention, he got a quest from Asahi, who's a very important NPC in this game, to go collect a giant armadillo eyeball, among other things, in order to make an ingredient for tea. Oh, I think he's missing some.
Yep.
Yeah, so ideally you'd want to have a certain amount of, I think you're probably missing teal ore, right?
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah, which is where I'm going right now.
Yeah, so there's 2 teal ore rocks in here that are accessible.
This is the same mistake I make literally all the time. It's so easy to forget.
If you're speedrunning, yeah, because you wouldn't know you needed to do this unless you actually read the dialogue. So sometimes people forget.
Yeah.
I wonder. I still don't know what the optimal route is to get all of the teal ore.
Yeah, I gotta work it out myself because it's been one of those things that I haven't played the demo enough times, even though it looks like I probably have.
Getting the teal ore is probably the most tedious part of the routing. But it looks like you probably did it in an efficient way because you just cleared that room right below and was able to get the teal ore you needed. So now, Cinaeth has unlocked the dash ability, which will greatly increase his movement speed and maneuverability. And with the dash comes a little piece of tech that if you jump during the dash, you use something called a Dharma dash, which will boost your X velocity like to an insane amount. You see he's doing it there. Every time you see the little spark on the earring, that means he successfully completed the Dharma dash. And for the maximum amount of... Go ahead, Trevor.
I was just gonna say, and that little tech addition there, the wave dash, like that was a very late addition actually to the
Dharma
build.
dash.
Yeah, the Dharma dash.
We called it the wave dash for a while, but it actually is not a wave dash, so
Yeah.
we kind of renamed it. So this is the dash skill check here. And you use this to get back to the area you previously were before you fell. So actually this Dharma dash is now locked behind a certain item that you get.
Oh, this section's interesting.
Oh, it is approaching the end right here. Oh,
Oh,
there we go. It would have been. I would have died if you fell there. Yeah.
So that's the end of the demo. That's time.
Yay! Congratulations.
Nice.
That's pretty good. 15:24. I wonder. We didn't time ourselves when we did it, but I imagine it was somewhere around that. There is a skip where you can skip this gap if you use an armadillo ball to get over. But
Yeah,
that cuts
there's a couple of skips that the speedrunners of the that the testers have found. So there's the one where you can use the armadillo. That's hard to say.
well, it is.
So you can use that to basically pogo off of it to get across the canyon. There's also a skip that I didn't do that I like to call save scum. There's a shrine right before this that if you save there and then do everything in the cave and then die on purpose as soon as you get dash, you can just warp right back up here.
Exactly. Yeah. That skip is a little bit nicer than the armadillo skip. It feels a little bit more like intended, and for sure it is. Like strategically saving out certain shrines will help you get through the world a little bit easier and quicker.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so this game is coming out sometime in 2023?
Early 2024, because we're going to be developing for consoles as well, and that's going to take a little bit of extra time. But I think like the code lock will be in like late 2020. What year is it? It's 2022. It'll be late 2023. Late 2023 is when we get code lock in, but then like depending on our publishers and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
We might do a simultaneous release on certain platforms, so it might take a little bit longer to get the game out.
And what consoles can we find this on?
It will absolutely be on Nintendo Switch at some point. And then as for the other ones, we haven't announced yet.
Got it. But there is
PC,
also a
no
Steam PC release.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's our main platform is Steam PC and probably other stores eventually. But yeah, PC.
And if anyone wants to show you support or do anything that they can do to help develop your game or anything else, is there anything that they can do, Chris?
Sure. I think the best thing to do would be to follow us on Twitter, and our Twitter is Squid Shock. Squid like the sea creature, shock like a lightning bolt. Squid Shock. That's the name of our studio. And you can also join our Discord if you would like. All of our links are in our link tree, which is on our Twitter. So Twitter's the place to be.
Yep, definitely. So yeah, I mean, thank you so much, Chris and Trevor, for one, allowing me to even be in the alpha testing stage of the game, and two, to show it off at the marathon. I mean, it's a huge thank you for that. Yeah,
Absolutely. You've been with our community for forever. I can't even remember since before Bo was even really too far into development. So it just makes sense that you were part of the alpha and all that. And it's a great thing you guys are doing here, and we're glad to be a part of it.
definitely. Well, if we have any donations to read before we transition, we can do it now, or we can do it on intermission. Up to you guys. I'm not sure what's happening right now.
So no, at the moment we haven't got any donations haven't come in the last 20 minutes. I think everyone has been far too zoned in on this game, and I know you one of you guys said you didn't have the chat open earlier in the run. There is a lot of love for this artwork and just the general look of the game going on in our chat right now. So yeah, and I'm 100% on board. It looks so cool. I'm really excited to see where this goes. But yeah. There's not much else from us. When we do come back from intermission, we'll be going to Final Fantasy X. It's the run with no cutscenes, but you can still donate that $75 to get us all laughing with Titus. But yeah, that was going to be it from me. So unless any of you guys have got any final words, we'll go to intermission.
Thank you everyone for joining, and hope you guys can check out Bo when it comes out.
Yeah,
thank you
go
all so
wishlist it
much.
on Steam right now. Right now. Like, stop what you're
definitely
doing,
do
go
that,
to
yeah.
Steam right now and wishlist it.
Oh yeah, wishlist on Steam. Bo Path of the Teal Lotus. I always forget to plug our Steam page. I'm bad. Okay.
You're fine. All right, I'm going to transition, and we'll be right back.
All right. Bye bye.